Good morning. You're welcome to our today's lecture. We are still on the course Basic Dispensing Theory 1, BDT 152. BDT 152. So we'll continue from where we stopped. And we are still on the topic tablets. This is our 7th contact. Tablet part 6. Tablets part 6. So yesterday we stopped at limitations of dry granulation. So today we'll start from wet granulation. We go into wet granulation. Remember, the sort of thing is tablet what? Preparation, right? Good. So let's go over to wet granulation. So wet granulation is the most popular method of what? Granulation. Is the most popular method of what? About, in fact, almost 70% of tablets are prepared, almost 70% of the tablet are prepared using what? Wet what? Granulation method. Now, a recap of what granulation is all about, and a recap of why we do what? Granulates. Why we granulate, or why we carry out granulation. Of course, we've discussed this when we treated what? Granulation. If you can remember, when we treated granulation under granules. But let's just have a recap of why we do what? Granulates. Number one is to prevent segregation of the constituent of the what? Powder. To prevent segregation of the what? Constituent of the what? Powder. Powder blend. Good. Because it's not just powder now, but powder mix or blend, right? Good. Now, number two is to improve flowability of the powder mixture or blend. In granules, as granules, powder can easily what? Flow. Now, another reason is to improve the compaction characteristics of what? Of the powder. This will help them to do what? Come together, right? Good. As a what? Compact mass. Because if they don't come together, if the cohesion forces is not there, it will not be easy to do what? Compress what? The powder what? Mix. So having them as granules enhance the what? Compaction what? Characteristics. Now, you know that in when the binder is applied, it will actually mix properly and distribute in the what? Substance of the what? Granules, making them to do what? Come what? Together. Now, also another one is to improve homogeneity and what? To ensure content what? Uniformity. To improve what? Homogeneity and what? Remember when we treated, okay, not here, mixture in chemistry, you talk about what? Homogeneous mixture and what? Heterogeneous mixture. Yeah, that was the first mixture, not even chemistry. That was 151. Homogeneous mixture and what? So if you properly mixed well, if you mix properly, what will form will be what? Homogeneous. Are we together? Well, what will form will be what? Homogeneous. So if you granulate, it will ensure what? Homogeneity. And if what you mix is homogeneous, it's also another way of saying that the content will be what? Uniform. If you take, let's assume, I think I've described something like this. If you mix properly, let's assume you mix these two things, for example now. Are we together? Maybe this one is 2 grams. Let's say 20 milligrams. This one is maybe let's say 100 watts milligram, and you mix on let's say 60 milligram, and you mix properly. All things being equal, what you have at the end is will be what? 100 milligram, right? True of course. Sorry, let's say here is 40, 60, 100 milligram, right? What it means that if you mix properly and get 100 milligram, I'm trying to explain what I mean by homogeneity and what? Content, what? Uniformity. Let's assume that this is the active ingredient. Let's assume. And inside here is what? This is maybe the diluent or whatever, even though the weight is small. But I just want to explain something, okay? Let's assume that here is 60 milligram and here is 40 milligram. And the entire everything, if you do them properly, you get 100 milligram of the water blend, right? This is the blend now. 2 powder. These powders are not the same thing, right? If you mix them properly, you have a blend, which is what? 100 milligram. If you mix properly, this would be what? Homogeneous. You have ensured what? Now, the content, provided that is homogeneous, the content will be uniformly what? Distributed. So, if the content is actually uniformly distributed, if you take like 10 milligram from here, from the blend, that 10 milligram from the blend should contain what? 4 milligram of this. True or false? And what? If you mix properly. So if after mixing and you check, and this 10 milligram from this mix actually contains 4 milligram and the 6 milligram of this one, that means the content is uniformly what? Distributed. So this is what we tend to achieve. You know, these powders, granules, tablets, powder in granule form, each particular weight amount to take should contain the proportional amount of the what? Active ingredient. That's why you can comfortably say that maybe even if it is powder for granules for what? For oral suspension or solution, as the case may be. If you put it in that suspension form, if you take a particular meal, that meal should contain the corresponding what? Proportional what? Amount of the what? Active what? Ingredient. If not, you may take some. Let's assume that the dose of this, let's assume that this is a drug now. Let's assume that this is a medicine. If it's not properly mixed and there's no uniform content uniformity, that means let's assume that the dose of this medicine for a particular patient is 10 milligram, let's assume. And that 10 milligram is expected to contain 4 milligram of the active ingredient, right? If you don't mix properly, you may take 10 milligram of this final drug now, medicine. What you have inside will not be up to what? 4 milligram of what? Active ingredient. And some, you may take, sometimes you want to give another dose. And that thinking that you are taking 4 milligram, and you take 10 milligram of this medicine, some you may start seeing 9 milligram of the what? Active ingredients. You may take another 10 milligram, you will not see there will be no what? Active ingredient inside it. Why? Because you did not do what? Blend properly. So there is no homogeneity. It's not homogeneous. What you mix, the content is not uniformly what? Distributed. So this is what we mean by what? Content, uniformity, and what? Homogeneity. Does it make sense? So this thing goes back to what I told you about mixing being a very, very important step in what? Compounding. Okay? Mixing a very, very important steps in what? Compounding. So in granule form, you at least you can beat your chest and say that at least you are sure that there is what? Content what? Uniformity. When compared with what? Powder. Am I complete? When compared with what? Powder. When compared with what? Powder. Good. Have you ever seen granules for external use? Granules for external use. Mainly, it's mainly used for internal use most of the time. True of us. Good. You know, anything you are using internally, the dose is very what? Of great importance. Am I complaining? Anything you are using internally, the dose is very, very what? Important. Be it dusting powder, the what you rub on the body. Yes, the dose is important, but not that you mustn't be accurate. True of us. Because there's no way you can say you are applying 20 milligrams on the body and on the skin. True of course. But once you're taking it inside, be careful about the what you do. So now granules ensures what? Uniformity of what? Of the what? The content. When we say content, we're talking about the active what? The amount of active ingredient there. Very important. So anytime you hear, by the time we do tests for tablet towards the end of this class, we do the one we call content what? Uniformity what? Test. Well, what we mean by that is the amount of active ingredient we claim that we incorporated in the when we are doing what? Formulating the tablet is actually what is present in the what? Tablet. Are we together? Good. Now let's continue. So now what is now wet granulation? Wet granulation is a process of using a solution binder to what? Or applying a solution binder to what? Powder what? Mixture. So the key point there is that the binder there is in solution form. It's liquid, okay? Unlike the dry granulation where the binder is in what? Solid form. True of us. Here the binder is what? Liquid form. Very, very important. The binder solution. Now, what is the implication? We call it wetting now. We have what is called underwetting and what? Overwetting. If you end up overwetting, what you produce, the tablet you produce will work very, very what? Very, very what? Very what? Hard. Are we together? If you overwet, what you produce will be very what? Hard. And if you underwet, it becomes what? You produce what? Soft what? Tablet. And it will be friable. Good. There's another test we take. We call it friability test. That one, apart from hardness test, we also do friability what? Test. The friability test is trying to want to check if you handle the tablet, will it be able to withstand and not dusting? Are we together? Because that dust you see in some tablets you open, tablet jar you open, that dust you see, the active ingredient is lost. Hope you know. Because remember what was compressed was a uniformly distributed granules that had the active ingredient. So if you tablet it, that dust you see going is not the excipient alone. The drug is also what? Going. So that's why you do what? Friability test. If after, don't worry, we'll treat it when we go to what? Test for what? Tablet. Let me not go there. We are still talking about what? So if you underwet, the tablet you form will be what? Soft and what? Friable. That's the word. Friable. Friable. It's not talking about frying something. Friable means that, in fact, small mechanical disturbance it will start dusting, okay? Dusting. You see that in fact, it turns to dust gradually. Am I getting? So it becomes soft and what? Friable. So for the binder solution, it's preferable to use what? Aqueous what? Solution. Aqueous what? Solution. So what is the limitation? Okay, sorry, we'll get there. So now let's look at this. What is the procedure for this what? Procedure for this wet what? Granulation. Procedure for what? Wet granulation. We have already described it. Hope you know. If you can remember, right? We described it, but let me just say one or two things there. As a schematically, what happens is simply what? Get the drug, okay? Get the drug and the what? Diluent. Then mix the drug and what? Diluent. Then after that, you do what? You have a what? A mix. You now add the binder solution. The purpose of adding the binder solution is to wet it. Are we together? First, you mix the dry drug and what? And the what? Diluent. Mix properly. Mix what? Properly. Then you add the binder solution. If you add the binder solution, it becomes what? Wet. Okay? You now wet it. This is where you checkmate. Guard against overwetting and what? Underwetting. Okay? Guard against, at this point, guard against what? Overwetting and underwetting. So if you now wet, so the next thing is to do what? Granulate. Of course, you pass it through what? Mesh, right? Of the desirable what? Mesh size. So you screen it, right? Pass it through the what? Of the desirable what? Mesh size. So when that is done, what you get behind is what? Granules, okay? And after that, you now do what? You dry. You do what? Dry. So as you are drying, be careful. As you are drying, be careful so you don't do what? Over dry. So after drying, you do the screen, the final what? Screening. After that, you now add the what? Add your what? Disintegrants, glidants, and what? Lubricant. Disintegrants, glidant, and what? Lubricant. And then mix properly. At this point now you can now do what? Compress. Okay? At this point now you cannot do what? Compress. Remember, your diluents, your drug, and the diluents, you mix properly. When that is done, you now wet by adding what? The binder what? Solution. After that, you do what? You granulate, right? Of course, you know what at this point now. You just do pass through the what? Mesh side, right? Of desired particle what side. To get desired particle side, the granules will now come out at the end. So that granules, you dry it. After drying, you screen again. Then after screening now, you now add what? The disintegrants, glidant, and what? Lubricant. Then mix properly. When you're ready, you now do what? Compress. Okay? You now compress. You now do what? Compress. Then get your, by compressing, you mean that you do you feed the dye, right? Get the tablets, eject the dust, carry out the test. Of course, the test, it should be in process. Not when you produce the whole batch. You now go and start doing what? Testing. No. What you also want? That means you condemn it. Does it make sense now? So you know what you call in-process testing. It's not after tablet like 10,000 tablets. You now go and start testing. No. It's in process. Okay? You sample them, then go to the quality of what? Control of quality assurance and check the what? The tablet. Check all these tests. Then after that, if it's in order, then you cannot continue your work. So after that, you now package and do other things necessary. So that's what happens in what? Wet what? Granulation. So now let's run through it again. Step one is to do what? You weigh. Of course now, I've told you, I've given you the steps now. Steps of what? Compounding. Hello? You pass through that step, so you don't just go and take drug and go and no. Of course you weigh now, right? Remember, you check be sure that you have the required amount of ingredients, right? Be sure that they are in good condition, right? Then you take, you now do what? You do what again? Of course, now you reduce the size, right? Right? Normal, right? You now do what? Weigh the required quantity. After your calculation, of course, you do your after checking, after ensuring that the ingredients are in good shape and the required amount is there. What else are you going to do? You do your calculation, right? Let's assume that you want to, the quantity you want to produce is far above what you have in the formula. You do what? You enlarge, right? Yes. You enlarge the formula, right? Let's assume that what you have in formula is just formula for maybe 1, 2, for even 1 tablet cell in official book. Depending on the number of tablet the formula in official book can produce. Let's assume you want to produce a batch, maybe up to 1,000 or 10,000 tablet, depending on your level of what, scale of what, production. You now have to do what? Enlarge the formula. These are what you do in the word calculation. Of course, you add the overage now and know the amount you add in as overage. After that, you now get the exact formula you want to use for that will give you the quantity you are looking for. Before you now start what? Weighing out. True of us. So after weighing now, the next thing is to do what? Mix. You mix the diluent, the ingredient, the active ingredient, the drug, and the diluent first. You mix them properly. So having done that, next thing is to do what? Add the what? Binder what? Solution. So step 1 is to weigh and blend drug, diluent, blend properly, mix properly. Then second step to do what? Add what? Binder what? Solution. So you wet granulate. The wet granulate is prepared by adding binder what? Solution. So the next step again is to do what? Granulate by screening. True of us? By screening using the desired mesh size. So step 3 is to screen the damp. You know, when you add that binder solution, it's now damp, right? It's now what? Damp. You now screen. So you screen the damp mass into pellets or granules. 6 to 8 mesh is okay? 6 to 8 what? Mesh. You now, so what you get behind is now what? Granules, okay? It's no longer in powder form now. It becomes what? Granules. The next step is to dry, right? Step 4 is to do what? Dry. So here now you dry the granules in a thermostatically controlled oven. Remember I said that you don't over dry, right? You need to control the what? Temperature so that you don't over dry. So you now do what? So after drying now you do what? The fifth step is to do what? Screen the dry one. The first one is that you screen the wet one. Hope you know. Yes, sir. The wet mass. This second one is you can call it dry screening. If you like, you can call the first one wet what? Screening. You can call this second screen now dry screen, because what you are screening now is the dry granules. So you screen the dry, so you can call it what? Dry screening. So after the dry screening, the next step is to mix with the what? Other ingredients. Here you add your what? Lubricants, gliders, and what have you. Any other one, any other ingredient you need in the formulation, you add it there. So when that is done, you properly mix. So here now, you mix, step 6, you mix with other ingredients. A dry lubricant. Don't go and the lubricant should be dry. You mix with other ingredients, a dry lubricant, depending on what you want to achieve. Anti-adherent and glidant, they are added to the blend by blending with the what? Granules. So dry binder, colorant, depending on what you want to achieve. If it's a color what? Tablet, right? Yeah. This is where you add your what? Colorant. Colorant or disintegrant may also be added in this step. I think I have already mentioned this, right? You add everything here. So when you are done, you go to the last step, which is now tableting. Step 7 is what? Tableting. So here now, that granules you form after the final mix now, you now do what? Feed the what? The dye cavity. Feed the what? The dye what? Cavity with the through the hopper. Who watched that video I sent to you on your WhatsApp group? On WhatsApp group. I sent the link of tableting machine. 1 unit Nobody watched it. Child. Okay, who watched TikTok last night? Who posted video on his or her status last night? Don't lie. Who? It's not true. Who went to Facebook yesterday? It's not true. You can say it's true. Use your data for your studies. That's the message I'm passing across now. Let's continue. So what happened now at this point now? You now feed the dye through the hopper with the what? The final granules. On getting to the dye now, the punch will now, of course, on a steady distance, keep punching, it's entering, keep punching, and the tablet will be ejected. Are we together?
Yes.
So that's what happens. So at this point now, tableting is the last step. Here now the tablet is fed into the dye cavity and then compressed. Are we together? So this is what happens in what? Wet granulation. So what are the limitations of this granulation process? Limitations of what? Wet granulation. Number one, the step. There are multiple steps to take. Have you noticed that? Multiple what? Steps are involved. Multiple steps are involved. And multiple separate steps. Multiple separate steps are what? Involved. Good morning. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So, there's error in this number 2. Have you noticed that? Is it? From what we have been talking about, do you think that statement is correct? I want to know if you are listening now. Look at that thing. Do you think that statement, from what we have been discussing since, do you think that statement is correct? Because we still use moisture, right?
Yes.
You still use moisture, so why there's an error there, two of us? Good. If you get a level of, if you see a textbook, you read it and identify error in what in textbook. That's when you know that we have started. Good. There are some anyway, nobody's perfect anyway. And that's why after they'll still give room, drop emails for what? You can write the publisher, right? Yes. That's why you see there because nobody is what? Perfect. So this thing doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. For moisture sensitive drugs, and you're still adding what? Moisture. Damping it. So what do you want to achieve? It's not true of us.
True.
But crammers who can cram this. So you don't cram. Cramming is not good, okay? The message I want to pass across to you now is that cramming is not good. Try to understand. Try to link what you are seeing with what is already established in a particular topic. You are able to do that will help you in what? Studies. Someone that doesn't link up what you read will not see, you just see and say, is this or much sensitive? You come to your head and pour. Then after tomorrow you start connecting yourself and start saying, the same you say that you are using moisture, you are using what is it called? So how can you now use binder solution? Form a wet a drum that is what? Moisture what? You will stop now, three of us. You do what? Even though you see dry it anyway, but you don't know what happened within the time. You may not be too fast enough for reaction not to take place. You know, most of these things, once they come in contact with moisture, they start like two of us. So I wouldn't take that, okay? So Asterisk that, just leave only the first one. Multiple what? Separate steps are what? Okay? Good. Now, what are the equipments? Equipment used in what? Wet what? Granulation. Equipment used in what? Wet what? Granulation. Okay, you have, there are many of them. We have mixer, Sigma blade what? Mixer. Sigma blade mixers. We have heavy duty. Yeah, we are talking about mixers now. Are we together? Mixers now. Mixers now. Under mixers, you have Sigma blade what? Mixer. We have heavy duty planetary what? Mixer. Heavy duty planetary what? Mixer. Then we will go over to what? Granulators. Granulators. Under the granulators, you now have things like we have the high shear what? Granulators. Under that we have your little Ford large granulator, little Ford MGT what? Granulator. We also have I don't know. Tell us, brother, tell us. You know different names, okay? You may not actually listen. You are going down to the particular what that company called their own. You may not actually have access to the handbook, so I wouldn't know exactly what it means, okay? But it's there. You can check it off. It's not a generic stuff, okay? So we have diosynal what? Granulator and gral what? Mixers. And gral what? Mixers. Sometimes you may also have granulators that have drying what? Incorporated. We have granulators that have drying facility. As a granulator and dryer in the same facility, okay? I think I mentioned free bed what? Dryer, okay. So this it has it. So we have fluid bed what? Fluidized bed what? So we have the water mixer processor, double cone or twin shell processor, topo granulator, and what have you. Then we have your roto granulator, maromerizer, okay? These are just names of what? Heavy work equipment in manufacturing what? Outlets. Maybe by the time you go for your IT or on the industrial tip, you see this thing. They are not here. Anyway, this is just compounding. Okay? And by the time we go for your trip, we will now go to pure manufacturing outlets. There you have here, what is it called? Here you have here this thing, all this fluidized bed dryer, and you appreciate this. Maybe when we get now, we'll now look at the names of each of them. Okay? Alright, so now, what actually happened? We were talking about compression. What actually happened in compression? What is this compression all about? That's what we'll talk about now. We'll talk about this compression, then compression cycle. Okay? We'll talk about what? Compression type and cycle. Compression is what actually happened. Then we'll talk about the compression cycle. Then we'll end the topic with what? Now let's look at compression cycle. What is going? You know, when he gets compression, it starts with the cycle. Start with what? Filling. You fill the what? The dye, right? The second step is what? That's the main compression is when the granules is already inside the dye, then the punch now. That's compression, okay? So we have filling, compression, and what? Ejection. So this is the circle. Circle of what? The circle of this is what we mean by compression. What? Circle. You have the what? You fill, you compress, and eject. Fill, compress, eject. This is just you keep repeating itself, okay? You feel, compress, eject. Feel, compress, eject. Feel, compress, eject. Feel, compress, eject. That's what compression cycle is what all about. Now, so feeling, compression, and what? Ejection. Now, in this machine, I will be talking about hopper. If you remember, we'll talk about hopper. We mentioned hopper, we mentioned die, we mentioned punch. So what is this hopper? Hopper is used for holding and feeding the what? Granules. Granules to be what? Compressed. Okay? It helps to hold. That's where it holds the granules. That granule that you need to compress. That you used to fill the what? Punch for compression. That's what holds it. It holds the what? The granules for what? To feed. It holds the granules, then feed the what?
It holds it and feed the granules.
Feed the what? Feed the dye with the what? Granules. Okay? It holds the granules, then feed the what? Dyes with the what? The granules. Then what is now dyes? What dyes? What these dyes? What are they? Dyes. What are they? Dyes. What are they? So if you are asked this, all this what we mentioned, we talk about die. So what will you now see if you are called to someone that ask what is? Say one or two things about you know what you know about die. What are you going to say?
It's the shape and size of the tablet.
It's what?
Shape and size of the tablet.
Okay, so if you are called now, please, this die, what's the it's not die is shape and size of the tablet. It's what? No, say it. Receive confidence and say it. Oh yeah.
It's when the tablet, after passing through the hopper, is being kept so that the punch will compress.
Where? Put it where? Is it a cavity?
Yeah, there's a cavity.
It's a cavity shaped of different shapes, right? Depending on the shape and the size of tablet you want to do what? Produce. True of us? Yes. It's a cavity that is tailored in the shape and size of the tablet you want to do what? Produce. It's in the die cavity that the granules are fed, waiting for what? Punch action of compression action of the what? Punch. Am I communicating? Good. So it's a cavity that holds. It is tailored to the shape and size of the tablet, desired what? Shape and size of what? Tablet, into which the granules are fed from where? Hopper. Waiting for what? Punching, right? Compression into compact tablet by the what? Punch. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
No, so please say it.
Okay, you want to copy? Okay, I said that die, they are what? Cavities that are tailored to the shape, the desired tablet's shape and size. True of us? Into which what? The granules are fed by the what? Hopper. Waiting for the what? Compression action of the what? Punch. To produce the what? Compact. Which is what? Tablet. True of us? So that's what happens. So that's what die is. So what is punch? Punch is that part that does what? Punch also do what? I hope you know that. The punch. Let me ask you a question. Do you think is the punch also tailored and to the shape of the tablet?
Yes.
If it's not the same shape with it, die, would they come together? Common sense now. True of us. Is it possible that they can come together? Let's assume that the shape of the punch is like this. Let's assume that the shape of that is like this, and the punch is like this. Will it work?
No.
Okay, so the sum is that the punch is for what? Compressing the granules within the what? Dies. Punch is used for compressing the what? Granules within the what? Dies. Now, then the punch doesn't just come on their own. Something guides the movement of the what? Punch. Okay? Something guides the movement of the punch. And that thing that guides the movement of the punch are called what? Cam tracks. Are called what? Cam tracks. Cam tracks guide the movement of the what? Punch. So when you hear feeding, we are talking about eating food now, okay? We are not talking about eating food now. We are talking about what? We are talking about what? The movement of granules from the hopper into the what? Diet. With respect to tablet now, feeding simply means the movement of the granules from the hopper into the what? Diet. Okay. Now, what I sent to you, the link I sent to you a link of a video for single punch tableting machine. That you just have a single punch. That's what you may have that one in steroid compounding of rooms, okay? Pilot compounding room where you just pilot production. You can have such there. Such cannot serve for a very large manufacturer. The three of us, the quantity you are tablet, so you cannot just use saying that we have single punch what? And one rotary what? This will have more. Okay. So tableting machine, and we have watts station. So that one has multiple watts punches. You just that's what we had in the tablet. Heating tablet is ejected. It continues, okay? Filling, compression, ejection. Filling, ejection. That is the types of what the you have. Okay. All right. So now listen carefully. We mentioned we're talking about punch dies. They're not just hanging suspended in the air inside the world tableting machine. Some hold. So the head of the tablet that holds the head of the tablet holds the upper what? Punches, dies, and what? In now. There's so I want to explain. So you understand what I'm trying to read out now. We are trying to distinguish between the single punch and what? Single what? Punch and what? Multiple what? Station. Now listen carefully. Okay, before I do that, let me talk about the what? Compression what? Circle. Because there are some terms I will mention here that you will understand. Let me talk about compression circle. We are start mentioning the parts of this what machine, okay? Because now if I start mentioning cam tracks, all those things, you will not really understand it better. Because circle. Now there's a diagram, even though it's not clear. Can you see it? Yeah. Your 11 points. You have 11. You can see C, D, G, right? Good. We have compressed, we have a there. A is the feed frame. A is what? Feed frame. Feed what? Frame. What happens here is that the granules are empty inside the what? Feed frame, okay? The granules from the hopper enter the what? Feed frame. So this feed frame has several what? Interconnected what? Compartments. The granules from the hopper enter the first where? Feed what? Frame. That's the place that is labeled what? A. So look at this. You're like, what happened? Are you okay? Sorry. So now, can you see B? Yes. The portion labeled B? Yes. So good. Now, this is where the dies are, okay? So now, the compartments spread the granules over a wide area and provide time to fill the what? The dies. Okay? That B portion is what? The dies. So it will spread on that compartment and fill the what? Die. The feed frame is fed. Now, the granules is now spread over to fill the what? The dies. Am I communicating? Yes. Then, can you see a part level C? Can you see it? Yes. Can you see it? Yes. Good. That is pulled down. What's that? You don't understand what is there? What is there? You don't understand. Huh? After gisting, you say you don't understand. What is there you don't understand? Let me know what you don't understand. Is it the feed frame you don't understand, or the die you don't understand? What is there you don't understand? I'm breaking it down. You are busy looking at the drawing. Look at this human being. I'm here breaking it down step by step, and you are looking at the entire drawing. How will you understand this now? We are together here now, right? Yeah. I took it step by step. You only used to follow the step and what? Take it, then you understand it. If you look at the entire diagram, you don't understand anything there. That's why I'm taking it step by step. I have mentioned two things now, right? Yes. I talked about the portion A, and I say what A is, right? Yes. The feed frame, where you do what? The granules from the hopper enter this thing. What else do you want to understand there again? Huh? Please, let's have the right attitude to lectures. Okay? I think our issues is always the wrong attitude towards lectures. Nothing prevents me from just closing this material and stand here, wrap and go my way. But I'm following you step by step. I'm guiding you towards the diagram. And I took it from A portion, B portion. And you are still saying you don't understand because you are busy looking at your mind is not what I'm saying. You are looking at the entire diagram. Imagining how to understand the diagram when I'm already what? Explaining it. It's not, doesn't it sound funny? It sounds funny now. Just like somebody, this is a mountain, and I'm guiding you. I'm holding your hands, right? And I'm climbing the what? I'm trying to get to the top of the mountain with you. I'm taking step by step. You are busy. It's not good to follow my step. You are looking at the mountain, how big the mountain is. I just, how can I climb this mountain? You can never climb it now, two of us. But if you follow me, you do what? Climb it. So look at what I'm saying. Let me start from the beginning again. I said, we are trying to describe what is there in the diagram. Please follow me. Don't stop looking at it like that. Your eyes should be where I'm talking about now. If you look at it, it's confusing. You won't understand anything there at all. That's why I'm taking my time. So the first step is to do what? Understand the part labeled what? A. That portion labeled A is the what? Feed frame. And that is where the what? The granules is what? From the hopper enters, right? Good. Now, and I said that it has different interconnected what? Several interconnected what? Compartments. Now, the part labeled B is what? that is the die. You have the dies are there on that frame. Different compartment has the die is there. So if you now that granule that enters the frame, it now spread, okay, and fill the what? The die. Good. Now the next one there is portion labeled what? C. That portion labeled C is pull down, come. We have A is what? Frame. B is what? C is what?
Pull down, come.
Pull down what?
Come.
Pull down what?
Come.
Now, so now, look at the work of the word pull down cam. The pull down cam guides the what? The lower punch to the what? Bottom, allowing the dice to, look up. Remember that, let me just do a schematic representation to describe what I'm trying to explain. Look up. If you have, let's assume that this is the die, right? Okay. Let's assume that this is the word die. Okay. Now, this is schematic. Okay. Let's assume that this is where the granules is filled, right? Right. Yes. The pull down is here under, right? Right. For this die to be filled, it will go pull down a bit so that there is space here, right? Where you now feel the granules will now do what? Enter. Now, after compression, the tablet you form when the punch needs to do what? Be ejected. Right? Yes. How is it ejected? Something pull it up in the two of us. Now, but the pull down, if you want to feel, the pull down can do what? Go down. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm trying to do. What? Explain. That's what this part is saying. That the C pull down cam guides the lower punches to the bottom, allowing the feel to do what? Over what? Feel. Now the next part is what? The next portion here is what? D, right? Yeah. So what is D?
Swipe off blade.
Swipe off what? Blade. What is the function? Remember, you have to feel. You feel just like how do I explain this? When you have you know that if you want to, what you do at home now that I can use to describe this. If you feel a tin, maybe if you have something like, let's assume now you want to make candle, okay? For example, now let's assume you want to make candle, right? And you get a small tin, right? Or what have you? It may be the one you place on your table, right? That you put the wool inside, right? Then you pour the wax, right? If you pour the wax, if you target just when you get to the top, you stop. So what will happen? When it gets cold, it will do what? Go inside to throw of us. It will. It go inside. Now, see what I mean? You do it in such a way that you feel and scrape the top. When it's about to what? Get what? Together, you scrape. That means you overfill it before you now do what? Be sure that at the end you get the required weight you are what? Looking for. I would have used suppository, but we have not done suppository. That's why I'm trying to use something you know. When you appreciate this now, when we enter suppository, am I communicating? So I'm trying to use what you do. You must have done maybe at home. To maybe you fetch water. And if you just put the gallon and you think that the gallon is filled up, right? Then bring it out. You feel that it's not actually filled up. So for it to fill up, what do you do? Am I communicating? To get the exact volume of that container. True of us, if you want to get the exact volume of the container, you bend it, overfill it. Then when you now place on the excess, you do what? You now get the exact volume of the container. But if you say you want to get the exact volume of the container and you now fill it, leave it like that and fill it, you look at it too, at the orifice of the gallon is filled up, but off the tap, you realize that it's not filled up. Does it make sense?
Yes.
I'm trying to use what you do at home to explain what happens on this issue of overfilling. Now the granules should overfill the sponge, okay? Now when it is overfilled, now is this scrape that used to do what? Are we together?
Yes.
So that's what happened here. So now a swipe of blade at the end of the feed frame removes excess granules and directs it around, okay, to continue. Are we together?
Yes.
So the swipe off blade, that is portion D, is this swipe off blade I'm trying to explain all this while. Using what you know to explain it. So that's what you now use to do is found at the end of the feed frame, okay? You remove the excess granules and direct it around the turret and back into the front of the feed frame. So the excess is not a waste now. It will remove the excess one. You have fed it properly and it will remove the excess one. It will direct it back again and continue the process. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
So now that's the work of what?
This why else.
And that is what D. Now, the next one, what we talk about is what? E. What is E?
Weight control cam.
Weight what?
Control cam.
What does it do?
Reduces the
It does what?
Reduces the fuel in the diet.
Reduces what?
Fuel in the diet.
Good. Now, you know, the tablet, she has its weight. Remember, different from the weight of active ingredient inside. Hope you remember, especially for a tablet that has both active ingredient and what? Excipient. Let's start. I think I give an example here. Something like ibuprofen now. I told that ibuprofen, 200 milligrams, had excipient. That the weight of that tablet will not be what? 200 milligrams. Am I communicating?
Yes.
That is weight of ibuprofen inside the what? The same thing with paracetamol. That 500 milligrams is weight of paracetamol inside the tablet. So when you talk about the weight now, we are not talking about the weight of the tablets, because the weight of tablets is very important. Okay, it should be of uniform weight. Yet the desired weight of the tablet you have in mind before tablets. Okay. Now this weight control cam is the one that actually does what? Adjust the whole thing to get the desired weight of the tablet. Weight of the tablet. So what is the next one? F is what?
The low compression rule.
Huh? Lower compression rule. What does it do? What does it do? It's just a row now. It's a row now. So the lower punch travels on it. Okay.
Yes.
You know these things is not you don't do okay. That's and it's not a it's like a multiple punch, right? It's only one punch you have. So they have to do what? Move. Okay? So the lower punch roll on the what? On the what? Lower what? Lower what? Compression. Lower compression roll. Lower punch rolls lower compression. What G? This what? Rolls. What the is that this? Then the upper punch should be suspended at the cross so it can punch, eject, right? Now it rolls the what? Upper what? Compression roll. So upper compression roll give the upper punch the platform to do what? Ride on, okay? So as to do what? Perform its what? Function. What is the next one? Huh? H is what? Upper what? What does it do?
The upper punches are
Read me into it. What do you understand there? That after the moment of what? The upper punches are withdrawn as they follow the what? Upper what? Now let me explain. Remember, after compression, will the upper punch remain there? It will go up with true force. Yes. So to enable the tablet to be what? Ejected die. The tablet must be ejected now. After punch, that punch go your way. The punch and go. The tablet need to eject it from the what? Die. True force goes. So now this upper punch raising is one that does what? The what? Upper what? Good. So that the tablet will be what? Ejected. What is the next one? What is it? Oh yeah.
Lower punches right on the cam. Which utilizes for street or slightly above the surface of the glass.
Again.
The lower punch is right on the cam. Which brings the tablet to street or slightly above the surface of the glass.
So what does that by this bringing it up the tablet above? What's about to happen here now? What do you think is about to happen when the tablet is brought above the what? Die. Some of the die. What is about now? Look carefully. The lower punches ride the what? The cam. I is the cam, right? So he brings the what? The tablet flush with or slightly above the surface of what? Ejection is about to of us. Yes. Are we together? Are we together? Yes. Now you know that everything is inside the what? When the upper punch goes up, right? The tablet need to come out from the what? It will. Remember what pushes from something push it up beneath. What's that? We mentioned it here. Beneath something come up to move the tablet up. What's that? No. When the upper punch. This is the die, right? This is the lower punch, right? The cam is there, right? It goes like this. It goes down, right? Create space now. You add the ground is fed. Now it will add the punch. You punch like this, right? Then after this one is raised, this one the tablet need to come up to reject it. How does it come up?
Put down cam.
Yes.
No, swipe off it takes the excess of granules away now. Before you compare the two of us. So what is what? Lower punch what? Road does what? What's the next one? You don't see, I will explain it here. I want to explain it again. What's the next one? Don't worry. Just tell me the next one. Just tell me.
Next one.
Huh? You say what? The what? I can't hear you. Feed frame. Feed frame now. The down is normal now. Remember carefully. Hello. Now, when the tablet is struck, when the tablet strike a sweep of blade affixed to the front of the feed frame, and they slide down a tube into what? Leave all those long stories. Now, listen carefully. This is just a repeated action of what we have done. What? Explain what before. Now, let me go back to the question I asked you. Go back. Are we there? Yes. Go back to that computer cycle. Look at what happened to C. C is what? So what does it do? So what do you think happens to this in here? If you do what? True of us. Now, when this is done, when this goes up, if you push the wall, the tablet will be ejected. You remember that the upper punch has already gone up. Go up. The tablet will now be above the wall. Die, okay? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Now, after the ejection, what happened? This will go down again. For what? For what? Under what? Feeling, okay? Yes. So that's why I said that in the cycle you have the what? Feeling, compression, and what? All these things we've been describing are different steps, different parts of the machine that helps in the what? Feeling, compression, and what? The what? Ejection. Basically. So all these things you are seeing, A, B, C, are just there. So when I decided to be coming late to my class every day, that's the decision. Our time is even off, sir. And I don't think she came for today's lecture. So in our next class, we'll move over to what? Okay, I should commit it. Don't worry. Hello. In our next class, we go over to what? Problem. We counter in what? Tablet what? So after that, we look at what? Test for what? Different tests for what? Different tests for what? Tablets. Then after different tests for tablets, we enter what? Coating. Do what? We enter what? Coating. If you watch, I'm trying my best not to this thing I just described now. I try as much as possible to carry you at your level in what? Tableting machine. I try as much as possible. This is not all. Okay? Just I hit the point, okay? Good. Now, I don't need to go beyond your what scope, okay? Alright, so now that's what we now do next. We look at the problems encountered in what? Tablet. We have capping, lamination, picking, sticking, bottling to describe that. We discuss that. Then we also discuss test for what? Tablet. After that, we now enter what? Tablet coating. After tablet coating. Any question, please ask. Any question? Ask your question. Okay. Hello. No noise, please. Okay.
You said this used in some medical, surgical, and cosmetic.
I don't discuss my quiz in my class. When others have not taken quiz, I don't discuss that. I don't discuss my quiz. Browse it and find the answer. I don't discuss my quiz in my class. I don't do that, okay? Because my quiz is in batches, okay? My quiz batches. Not all of my quiz. I don't discuss my quiz. I'll give you see. Do you know why? Apart from that, I'm giving you everything you need. I give you set. Even go beyond your scope set. So if you know what you are doing, you know where to get the answer. Okay? So if you failed it, if you're not sure, you know where to get the answer. I won't even talk about it in my class. I don't do that. My questions are precious to me. But this you are asking is in your material, it's everywhere. So ask, look for, if you are confused, but you get the answer. Sorry about that. So start the issues I have with you is this. Most of you don't read. You are looking for shortcuts. Any question that is past question, that's what you use. But once you deviate from past question, you start having issues. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes I give you past question, you scatter. I will change the beat. You start having issues. Real life challenges is not past question. It's ability to tackle what you are seeing. True of us. There's no pre-recorded for a patient that will come to you where you are working. There's no pre-recorded ailment. Is there any? So you should train yourself to tackle. Most of you are busy past questions. Some of you do not even solve it by themselves. Others will solve the crumbs. You enter how you see it, you get A. You know what I'm talking about. You know. So please, the basic is to study. Okay? Yes. We are not here for exams, okay? Yes. We are not here for what? Exams. We are here for you to study and get yourself to what? Equipped. But do you know the good thing about this? If you study well, if you come for lectures and you study well, you can solve it. You can answer it. You can answer the question. That's what I was in my class. I will answer it. Right, and question that has to do with understand what does. You get to apply questions that will help you in your practice, not exam question. So if there's no question, we'll stop here. Thank you very much for your attention. God bless you.